Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Crypto Markets back for another video. In today's video, I want to talk about Helium and the Helium token and give you guys a price prediction. So just quickly, if you do not know what Helium actually is or does, it quotes itself as a decentralized blockchain-powered network for Internet of Things devices. Now, that is a lot of complicated terminology. I would suggest you guys dive into it more yourself. But from my small understanding of Helium, I'm aware that you can actually buy small devices, so low-powered wireless devices, to communicate with each other and send data across its network of nodes, and then you're rewarded for it. So essentially, you can buy an actual physical product, and then you can set up sort of mining, but it's not actually mining, but it's the same principles as in you give power to the network, and then you get rewarded. So you can earn Helium tokens through setting up these devices. Now, Helium has seen a price increase of 52% in one day. Now, why did this actually happen? Well, there has been some pretty big news. So Helium, if you did not know, is based on Solana and saw a 50% increase in a single day. So the news was because the Helium network announced that users through the United States can now access unlimited data, voice, and text for $20 a month. Now, comparative to other plans available in the US, I'm pretty sure that is one of the best out there for $20 a month. So it's also partnered with T-Mobile, which is a huge network and mobile providing company. It partnered with them in September of 2022, and they had been planning this nationwide phone launch for a while. Just something further to note is Helium completed its upgrade to Solana in one of the most significant layer 1 blockchain migrations ever, and it was previously operated its own layer 1 blockchain, but the Solana network provided more opportunities for growth and success, and this was back in April. So Helium is in a really good spot right now because it has that partnership with T-Mobile, and they're starting to put it to use to real world consumers and customers, and this is going to open a lot of doors for a lot of new volume to come in for Helium. If we have a look back at the price chart, we can see some very important things to note. Now, price has obviously gone up 52% in the last day, and some people are saying great. I think that's great as well. The things I want to look at is market cap. Now, Helium is currently sitting at $603 million in market cap, putting it at 88th place in the crypto charts. And the thing I want to look at is this volume right here. Now, Helium has a volume of $33.8 million. Now, for context, that's an increase of over 10 times from even yesterday. It was trading, having $3 million in volume. And that's to be expected because a lot of people saw this news and went, hey, I'm going to buy Helium. I really want to trade it. And people obviously made a decent amount of money. However, the thing is, this volume is really not enough for taking the next step up, because this news has been out for a couple hours now, and I think eventually the volume's going to start to dwindle a little bit, because having $3 million volume for a market cap of $600 million, that's really not a lot. That's less than 0.5%. A couple days ago, and now it's only at 5% of its volume for market cap. Now, does that mean it's a bad token and price is gonna go nowhere? No, not at all. It just means the potential for growth, unless we see a huge spike in volume of over 10 times again, is just gonna sort of not really be there, because it's gonna be hard for it to grow if you don't have anyone trading it. Now, that's gonna change. Obviously, this news has opened a lot of doors for Helium, and I think people are going to start to realize, hey, look, they're providing something in the real world that I can actually go out and buy right now that gives me value and fixes a pain point for a lot of people. So it has real world use right now, instead of just being an opportunity for people to provide nodes on their network and earn Helium. Now there's going to be a lot more use case for it. So I think volume is going to come. I really don't think that's going to be a problem. I just think it's going to be a little bit more over time, rather than sort of having another moment like this, because unless you get another piece of news or another partnership, we're not going to see a massive spike of 50% one day. What I expect to happen to a Helium is we're going to see a slight decrease. We're going to see people who sort of, there's always a bigger fish. There are going to be people who knew about this news before it even happened, and they're going to be dumping on you guys to take liquidity. So I think Helium is going to see some kind of regression of at least 10%. So that would put it at a price of around about $3.60 to $3.70. I think a reasonable sort of support resistance is going to be that $3.80 mark. And if it can hold support at $4, I think that would be great as well. But I just see it pushing down a little bit further as people start to sort of dump on the newbies who want to get in on this news and think they're sort of going to pump it even higher. But the reality is they're just going to use you for exit liquidity. So be very careful of that. If you want to hop into Helium, I would recommend, personally, I would come in towards that $3.6 to $3.7 mark, just because it's going to push under $4. And once it breaks that $4 support, because it's a whole number and people setting orders at $4, it's certainly going to push at least 10% under that. So I see somewhere between 3.6 to 3.7 as a good entry in terms of long-term price movement. I think even looking at the all-time market cap, its all-time market cap is $5 billion. Now, obviously, this was back in 2021 when everything was just popping off in crypto, and it's hard for you to say that it's going to just magically get back to that point. However, I think that this token is a good value at around about $10, and that would put it in a market cap of around about $1.8 billion. And I think respectable of what they're trying to do and what they're actually doing. I think that's quite reasonable. Now, obviously, that's saying 3x from here and just dump all your money in, you'll make 3x. That's not what I mean at all. I just think looking at it from a non-biased point of view, what they're providing, partnership with T-Mobile, building on Solana, as long as they get to form new things, if they can, start to build this out to other countries and go, hey, we can offer this plan in the UK or in Europe somewhere, things will really start to turn up the heat for Helium. And I think a $1.8 billion market cap or a price of around about $12 is very, very reasonable if they can do the right things. However, for the short term, I do see a regression in the cards, somewhere between $3.5 to $3.6. Look to that if you want entries there. But I think we're going to see not a lot of huge spikes again, just because this news is a very sort of temporary thing. But that has been a quick video on Helium and the Helium network. If you guys want to check out any of my other videos, feel free to do so. And if you want me to check out any other cryptos, let me know down below. But I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.